with Coot. Boy, sure I'm glad you come to watch this video. Now do me a favor, now that you found this video, if you hadn't already become a subscriber of my channel, then you just go right on down there and click that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way every time I do a new video, you'll get a notice of it. And help me out by telling your friends about that subscribe button too. I'd appreciate it. Well, we're going to do something really special in the cast iron skillet. Something that my mama used to make, and I just absolutely loved it. So I called her and she sent me the recipe, and she told me that I could put it up here for y'all if you wanted to. Now, if you look down in the description, I've got everything wrote out for you, all the stuff you need and everything, and the directions down there and the recipe. And that's for my city folk, and that's for my country folk that can't remember stuff really good either. All right, so here we go. Here we're going to do Mexican cornbread, all right? And it's going to be so good. All right, come right over here and we'll get started. So what we're going to do here is we've got 1 pound of ground beef. We're going to brown the 1 pound of ground beef up, all right? And we've got 1 onion, all diced up, okay? So we're going to check to see how hot this pan is. That's really good right there. So we're gonna kind of break this up and put it in there. There we go. Get it started. Now I've had this pan heating up for a long time. Probably about 5 minutes really. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it on high. Then we're gonna put this in here. Look at there. Ain't that neat? Yes, sir. Set that back over there out of the way so you can see it too. Got one of these here fancy chocolate muffers, brown them up and things, and we just gonna give it a little go. So that's 1 pound of ground beef. In 1 medium to large size. Don't use a small onion, at least a medium, if not a large one. If you like onion, then put you a large one in there. If you don't like it too much oniony, then just use a medium one. And then, I got something over here too. This is 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. So we're gonna get that in there. We're just gonna put it in here like this, spread it out really good. And we're going to let this brown up on us, okay? So that gets us started right there. So let's get this going. I'm on high heat. Boy, I wish you could smell this. These onions, I love. Don't you just love the smell of onions of frying? Boys, I do. Now, we're not going to overcook this. And in fact, if you want to leave it just a little touch of pink here and there, that's okay because we fixing to bake this anyway, all right? Now this is real lean meat we got here because that's all them people had over at the butcher shop. This come from a skinny cow. I prefer my meat come from a fat cow, don't you? I like to have a little fat in it. So I'm telling you that because if you got it meat from a fat cow, what you'll have to do is drain this when you're done, all right? But this ain't going to have probably hardly enough in it to even drain. You're just going to let it go till all that pink is just about gone, if not just gone. That's coming along really good. Didn't get all my coffee drunk this morning. Trying to get it drunk now. Don't want to get no headache or nothing. Now that's perfect right there. Now let me show you a trick. We're going to move this over here to the side like this. We're going to pile it up. Just like this. Okay. Then you can get you a little bowl or a little something. I'm going to use that little thing there. And I'm just going to prop this up. Woo! See that right there? And that's gonna let any of that grease drain off, and then I'll use the turkey base screw to suck it out of there. All right, so y'all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this meat out of here because we're gonna use this skillet to make our cornbread in. So I'm just gonna get this out of the way, and as you can see, it's drained itself. I'm just gonna rinse this out. Just rinse it out a little bit. Get this stuff out of there. All right, now we got that thing cleaned up pretty good. And we're gonna go ahead and get us some butter in here. When we put this cornmeal mix in here, we want to have a little oil in there because you can use vegetable oil, you can use bacon grease. I'm going to use a little butter here because we like the butter flavor better on our cornbread than we do the flavor of bacon grease. I'm going to cut that back to low so it don't burn. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move over here to our counter and we're going to get ready to get our cornbread mix all made up, all right? And so we're going to work on that next. So let's talk about what we got. What we got right here is a cup of milk. We've got 1 cup of cornmeal. I'm actually using the buttermilk cornbread mix is what I'm using. But you can use cornmeal, just self-rising cornmeal be fine, but I'm using the buttermilk cornbread mix, but I'm not using butter. I'm using regular milk, but not buttermilk, okay? But this cornmeal says it's buttermilk in it a little bit. 2 eggs, and then we got some cream-style corn, 1 of those. We got some oil here that we're going to use, and this red pepper we done and used, so we're gonna move it out of the way. All right. So what we want to do, we're gonna get our bowl over here. We're gonna start putting a little bit of our dry stuff in here. Get the cornmeal in there. All right. So we want that, and then we want our milk. We're gonna pour our milk in here. Yeah, that's what we got. Then we're gonna put some of this cream style corn. A can of that goes in there. Then we got wine. Two eggs. Put this oil in there. We want a half a cup of oil. All right. So we're gonna get us a half a cup here. Just pour it out. That's right there. Put that lid on there. You always put the lid back on that. If you knock it over, it won't make a mess. And I'm going to tell you, my camera person she's not happy if I make a mess. All right. So now we got that all in there. We just gonna mix it up. Just gonna mix it up. This is gonna be a wet mix, very wet mix. That's okay. That's the way we want it. Just get everything blended up together. That skillet over there is hot. We've already preheated our oven to 350 degrees. All right, so now we're gonna take this over here and we're gonna pour half of it in this skillet. Okay, got it preheated and good and warm. You want your skillet good and warm, okay? We're gonna pour about half of this in there. All right, we're gonna get about half of it. I guess that's about half of it. What do you think? That's about half of it? Yeah, now let's see. There. 3 more drips. Now that's exactly half because Coot said so. All right, now what we're gonna do is after we get that in there, we're gonna put some meat in here. We're just gonna scatter it around on the top. We layering this, okay? All right. So we get that layered in there, and just kind of move it around. If it's cool enough and your hands can take it, you can drop it in there if you want, but you know I don't like to get burnt or nothing, so I kind of let that go like that. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to cover this with some cheddar cheese, and we're using sharp. You can use mild or just whatever you like, but we're just going to put a good layer in here. We like cheese. So I'd say 2.5. That's 2. And maybe 3 handfuls. This is a 12-inch skillet. I don't know why I like cheese. Here's another little pinch in there. Then what we do is we just kind of move this around, pour it over the rest. It's not going to totally cover it. All right, it's not going to totally cover it. That's not the objective. So don't worry if you don't have enough to cover everything up. Don't worry about it. Now we just about did, but normally we don't. Maybe I didn't get it half and half. All right. So then what you do is you put this in the middle rack in your oven at 350 degrees, and you bake this thing for 50 to 55 minutes. Now I tell you, you better start looking at it at about 40 minutes or 45. So set your timer for about 45 minutes, just knowing that you're gonna maybe need about 10 more. And what you do is you just keep watching it until it turns golden brown. And sometimes when it's just right, if this is preheated enough, it'll start coming back from the sides. Well, I'll show you how that works if it works like that in just a few minutes. So let's get this in here. We don't want to leave our little silicone handle on there. No, we're going to take that off. We're going to get this skillet in there, right into the middle. We're going to take that off. There we go. Yes, yes. Okay. And then we're going to shut this up and we're going to set our timer. We'll set our timer for about 45 minutes. All right, when that goes off, I'll have y'all to come back and we'll take a look at it, okay? All right, y'all. Hey, we've been about 52 minutes, and so this thing is ready and we're gonna get it out. So look at this thing right here, boys. I'm telling you, golden brown. That's how we like it around here. You can also see a little bit that it's turned loose at the sides, just a little bit. All right. Sometimes with the cheese in there, that cheese sometimes will stick to this skillet kind of bad, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes it turns out, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the way cooking goes. I wish it turned out every time, but it don't turn out every time. All right, so let's take a look at it here. Woo, boy, it is sizzling hot. As you can see, yeah. I believe it will be just fine. Look at that. I don't know why you want it any better than that right there. I got a little of it right here. It didn't get cut good. Didn't get it cut all the way through. But you want that because that's got the crust on it. And you know everybody likes that crust. So we're gonna get that crust out. We're gonna put it right here on the side. All right, put that on the side and look at that right there. See that Mexican cornbread? Got that meat in there, got some corn in there. Ooh, yes. All right, let's take a little bite. Let's take a little bite here and see how it is. Now this is hot, boys. I'm telling you, it is hot. Woo. That's some kind of good. It sure is. Well, you go down there and look at that recipe, print that thing out, go buy this stuff and make it for your people, and they're gonna absolutely love it. All right? Thank you for spending some time with me in the Cooking with Coot kitchen. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Didn't get all my coffee drunk this morning. Trying to get it drunk now. Don't get no headache or nothing. The buttermilk cornbread mix.
And this red pepper we done and used, so we gonna move it out of the way. How much of that oil we supposed to use? Did I break it this time? Yep, I think I did.
So you're gonna have to clean that pan anyways.
No. Hey y'all, we been about. I ain't got my teeth in. Hey y'all, we've been about 50. Time out. Ooh.
What's wrong?
Sometimes it turns out, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the way cooking goes.
That washing machine sounds like somebody's tearing the house down.
I like it.
All right, let's try that again.